This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for today, November the 5th, is a controversial figure. I know that a lot of you probably know I hate the Ottawa Senators with a passion. And, my brother cheers for them, pissing me off in the process. And this guy's a former Ottawa Senator, but I feel like he's a decent guy. He's decent enough that he should be given a mention. And besides, I haven't done many hockey players for a while. So anyhow, Alex Yashin is now 48 years old today on November the 5th. He played 12 years in the NHL and 9 in the KHL. Well, the Russian Super League / KHL. Yashin played junior hockey in Russia with Dynamo Moscow and was picked second overall in the 1992 NHL draft. The draft was known for giving both Tampa and Ottawa, who were going to be expansion teams for the 92-93 season, the top two picks in the draft, which was kind of strange because the previous year draft in 91, they didn't let the expansion San Jose Sharks pick till second. But anyway, the 92 NHL draft started off with Tampa picking Roman Hamrlik, a very good defenseman from the Czech Republic. Ottawa went international as well and took Alexei Yashin, who was this promising center from Russia. San Jose would have had the number one overall pick if it wasn't for the two expansion drafts going first. But they took Mike Ratchey, who was a decent defenseman. Also in the first round, the Islanders took Darius Kasparaitis 5th overall. Daryl Sittler's son Ryan was taken 7th by the Flyers, but he wasn't really much of a player. The only other good players in the first round were Sergei Kudakosov, who Chicago drafted, but he was a better player for Nashville. Sergei Gonchar was drafted by Washington, and he turned out to be a great defenseman. Martin Straka, drafted by Pittsburgh, he was a pretty good player too. And let's not forget Grant Marshall, who was a decent player himself. But anyway, Alexei Yashin decided to enter Russia for one more year with Dynamo Moscow, and then arrived in Ottawa for the 93-94 season, Ottawa's second season. He was there with Ottawa's other highly touted draft selection, Alex Daigle, who was number one picked in the 93 NHL draft. But Daigle slipped considerably, and Yashin produced 79 points in his rookie campaign and was nominated for the Calder Trophy in 94, which went to Martin Brodeur of the Devil Dogs. He looked pretty good. He helped Ottawa make the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time in 97, and in 98, he scored a key goal in the first round against the New Jersey Devils that helped Ottawa shock the number one seed Devils in the first round of the 98 playoffs. Yashin was named captain of the Senators, and he had a good pinnacle in 99. He scored 94 points. He was runner-up for the Hart Trophy for MVP, and he was a second-team All-Star. However, Yashin's regular season success didn't carry over as the Senators got swept by Buffalo. Yashin was good on the ice, but off the ice he was terrible. Senators thought that Alex Daigle was a better cornerstone player than Yashin, and they touted Daigle over Yashin for the Calder at the conclusion of the 94 season. Yashin had a lot of contract disputes and all of that. Senators fans soured because of Yashin wanting to be the franchise's highest paid player. Yashin would donate, in 1980, he was about to donate $1 million to the National Arts Center in Ottawa, which was huge and all that. However, Yashin canceled the donation once the National Arts Center learned that one of the conditions was for them, the National Arts Center, to pay Yashin's parents and consulting fees. Are you nuts? Yashin's strained relationship with the Ottawa public just got a whole lot worse. Yashin wanted a pay raise. He had $3.6 million coming to him in the 99-2000 season, but he wanted $6 to $7 million like Yasmin or sacking. Yashin wanted a trade when the Senators refused. The problem is Yashin demanded a contract for the third time in his 5 years with the team. Senators decided to refuse to trade Yashin and decided to strip him of his captaincy and give it to Daniel Alfredson, who's a much better person in my opinion. Yashin refused to report to Ottawa and was suspended for the 99-2000 season. Yashin attempted to sign a team with Switzerland, but the IIHF said no, you can't play international until this was resolved. After the season, an NHL arbitrator refused to grant Yashin the free agent status. He basically saying that the contract will roll over into the 2002-2001 season. And the fact that Yashin owed the Senators the final year of his contract if he went to the NHL. Yashin did. He did in 2001. He at least played his final year. Yashin did have a good, solid offensive season, but Ottawa choked to the Toronto Maple Leafs, who were not really that well. Draft day 2001 happened, and Ottawa decided to trade Yashin to the New York Islanders. It seemed like a decent trade. Ottawa was getting rid of a headache. And guess who they got in exchange? Well, they got Bill McCall. That was the least of the three players involved. Because they also got the second overall draft selection, which was Jason Spezza. So Ottawa got Jason Spezza with the second pick that the Islanders gave to Ottawa. And Zdeno Chara, yes, that's Zdeno Chara, was traded from the Islanders to the Senators. It was basically one of the worst trades Mike Milbury ever made as GM of the Islanders. Also up there is trading Luongo away to Florida. I believe Florida. Yeah, trading him to Florida for Ole Jokinen. But anyway, Milbury promptly resigned Yashin to a 10-year, $87.5 million contract, which means he gets $8.75 million a year. His contract would have to be reduced because of the new CBA in 2005. Yashin was grossly overpaid and virtually untradeable. Yashin did help the Islanders make the playoffs in 2002 and had a tough 7-game series against the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Isles would then get to the playoffs in 2003 and 2004, but unfortunately, each time they would lose in the first round. Unfortunately, Yashin's effort and being overpaid really haunted him and all of that. The Islanders were deep in trouble in 2006. They lost several key players to free agency or retirement and had to retool their roster. Mike Pekka was traded to make sure that they could sign free agents such as Miro Satan, and Yashin became the captain. Yashin would slip up in a way. There was speculation the Islanders would try to buy Yashin's contract out, but the team retained him. Unfortunately, Yashin had a knee injury in 2006. Yashin did help the Islanders with their late playoff push to sneak into the 8th seed ahead of my Maple Leafs, to my chagrin. In the first round, Yashin got no points at all, and Ted Nolan demoted him to the 4th line. The Islanders needed to buy out the remainder of Yashin's contract. So it was bought out for $17.6 million. Basically 8 years. The next 8 years, he would get $2.2 million. Yashin thought he would be going back to Ottawa. However, there was not really that much. So he decided to go to Lokomotiv of the Russian Super League. So he signed 1 year with Lokomotiv. And no, he was not, obviously he wasn't part of the 2011 crash. In 2009, Yashin signed with SK St. Petersburg of the KHL. And Yashin would sign 1 year with CSKA Moscow and then retired in 2012. Yashin was the general manager of the Russian women's national hockey team for a while. Yashin was a decent player for Russia. He helped them win the 93 World Championships and the 92 World Juniors, and a silver for hockey in 98 with Russia, and 2002 bronze. Yashin was in a long-term relationship with Carol Alt. What is it about models? So anyway, Yashin in his NHL career got 781 points in 850 games, 337 goals, and then he would score 27 points in 48 regular season games. Postseason games in the NHL. He was okay, but his attitude just cost him dearly. Just like that. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.